In the name of Allah, today we are going to study genetics. In this lecture, we are going to talk about common genetic terms like trait, locus, genes, alleles, and homozygous, heterozygous, and so on. Then we are going to talk about history of genetics, Mendelian laws, and finally, we are going to have a look at the genetic engineering. Starting with some common terminologies. The first term that we have to learn is genetic itself. The genetic is the branch of biology that deals with the heredity and variation of organisms. The second term that we have to learn is inheritance. Inheritance is the transfer of characters from parents to their offspring. As you can see, you can identify which characteristics passed from the parents to their son. Before studying next term, let's have a look at this picture. There is a person. If we zoom in the body of that person, we can reach to the cells. Inside a cell, there is nucleus. If we zoom into the nucleus, we will see chromosomes. And we know chromosome is the combination of DNA and histone proteins. So, chromosome is made up of DNA. If we zoom into the chromosome, we would see structures of DNA. DNAs are made up of nucleotides. And the concept that we have to learn in that part is gene. Each segment of DNA, which is representing different characteristics, which is carrying different characteristics, is being called as genes. In this picture, again, we can check ourselves that there is a cell. Inside cell, there is nucleus. Inside nucleus, there are chromosomes. Inside chromosomes, there is DNAs. And each segment of this DNA is being called as gene. So, as a definition, we can say that a gene is a sequence of nucleotides in DNA which is responsible for particular character. For example, look at that chromosomal structure. In this chromosome structure, this region is a segment of DNA which is carrying the characteristics of eye color. So, this is a gene carrying a particular character. And again, this part is a kind of a part of chromosome which is carrying hair color. So this part is hair color gene. The next terminology that we have to learn is locus. Locus is the position of gene on a chromosome. For example, in this chromosome, you can see that the position, or you can identify the position of gene that carries the eye color, and you can identify the position of gene that carries hair color. The next terminology that we have to learn is trait. Trait is a distinguishing quality or characteristics developed by a factor. For example, this gene is carrying characteristics of brown eye color, and this gene is carrying characteristics of hazel hair color. So, the specific distinguishing quality, which is brown and hazel, is actually trait. We all know that human, males and females, they have 23 sets or pairs of chromosomes, and these chromosomes are spreadly carrying different characteristics of ours, and we have pairs of chromosomes for each characteristics because we are getting one from our father and one from our mother. For example, in this picture you can see that if we have a look on your chromosomes, you have pairs of chromosomes, one from your father that we can call them paternal chromosomes, one from your mother that we can call them as maternal chromosomes. If we have a look at the locus of a gene that is carrying hair color characteristics, in this locus of these chromosomes, you have some genes about or paternal genes that about the hair color. Suppose it's black. And in this locus of maternal chromosome, you have maternal genes for hair color. Suppose it's blonde. Suppose your father is owner of a black hair color and your mother is owner of a blonde hair color. So, for a single gene, for gene representing hair color, you have two traits. And you're receiving these two traits from your mother and father. This is being called as allele. An allele is one or two or more version of gene an individual or one person inherits 2 alleles for each gene, one from father and one from mother. So we can say from each parent. Or alternate form of gene is called allele. Alternate or different form of genes, the same genes, is being called as alleles. Let's have another look in this picture. So now we have learned what allele is. Suppose if you are receiving black allele for hair color from both your parents, it means both alleles are same. So we can use the term homozygous to it. Suppose you're receiving blonde hair color from your mother and you're receiving an allele of black allele for hair color from your father or in a paternal chromosome. It means alleles are different. So you can use the word heterozygous. Let's review what we learned. We learned that we have chromosomes. We have pairs of chromosomes for each characteristics. And the name of these pairs of chromosomes are homologous chromosomes. And in each part of these homologous chromosomes, genes are located. The position or location of genes are being called as locus. And we are receiving different qualities, or we are receiving different characteristics for the same genes is being called as alleles. Different form of genes are being called alleles. If alleles are same, so they are homozygous. If alleles are different, so they are heterozygous. And the position of gene in a chromosome is being called as loci or locus. And lastly, the last terms that we have to learn is genotype and phenotype. Phenotype is the physical appearance of one person, the physical characteristics of a person. When you look at the person, the characteristics that you can see, or the observable characteristics, are being called as phenotype. And genotype is the genetic makeup of an organism. It means the chromosomes, the genes, the alleles, or the characteristics that a person gets from their parents is being called as the genotype.